Welcome to Trade Talk, the podcast where construction pros connect, share, and grow. Brought to you by Contractors Connect, this show dives into real-world issues facing today's builders on and off the job site.
Whether you're swinging a hammer, running a crew, or scaling a business, we've got the insights, stories, and expert tips to help you level up in the building industry.
I'm Sarah White.
And I'm Erin Bacher. And together, we'll be talking shop with industry leaders, tradespeople, and innovators who are shaping the future of construction.
Let's get to work. This is Trade Talk. Welcome back to Trade Talk, the podcast powered by Contractors Connect. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm Lindsay.
And today we are getting into a topic that really touches every part of the building industry from the home to the job site, and that is connectivity.
Yep, and specifically fiber internet. I mean, we just cannot live these days without reliable internet. Super important.
That is so true. Yes. And so we are joined today by Steve Smith. He is the founder and CRO of Live Oak Fiber. That is a company that is relatively new to our area and building out infrastructure to hopefully improve all of our connectivity.
Yep. So today we're going to talk about how they started, what they're doing locally. They're super involved in our community, and why this matters for contractors, entrepreneurs, and business owners in our area.
Yep. Let's welcome them. If you're in the construction industry and your marketing feels more like a punch list than a plan, it might be time to call in the pros. At Bespoke Consulting, we help contractors and construction businesses get noticed with branding that builds trust, websites that convert, and marketing strategies that actually move the needle. Want to grow your business without wasting time or money? Start with Bespoke. Learn more at bespokeconsulting.com. Steve, Tiffany, it is so great to have you guys here today. We're glad to have you in the studio and get to know you more.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, super excited to be here. Thank you guys for what you do for our community and allowing us the opportunity to rock today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the same goes to you. So, Steve, for those of you who don't know you, can you give us a little bit of info about your background?
Sure. So I'm Steve Smith. I'm the founder and the Chief Revenue Officer at Live Oak Fiber. I've been in the telecommunications space about 30 years, long time. I didn't have this much gray hair when I started. But I started in the business in '97, and I've had various roles at different companies. But prior to Live Oak Fiber, my partner and I had a consulting business that worked with private equity. We worked with carriers, like helping people build new networks, make network investments. And through that process, we found Infrared Capital. And they were a private equity fund that invests in digital infrastructure. And they wanted to do something in the United States. They had we have a sister company over in Germany that they had invested in.
Oh, interesting.
And they said, hey, we think this is good. They like greenfield projects. So a greenfield means we start with a PowerPoint and an Excel deck, and that's it. We don't have anything. We're not fixing anything that's already there. We're absolutely starting from a standing stop. So that's what we did. In 22, we launched Live Oak. Actually, it'll be 4 years this summer. And today we have about 175 employees. We have about 42,000 customers. We're certified great place to work. We have, I don't know how much community engagement we have. We need to measure it.
We have a lot.
We have a lot.
Yeah.
We have so much.
We have a ton. We have we budget for that at Live Oak so we can be intentional about engaging with the community. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a great ride. So that's my background.
Okay. Lindsay?
Awesome. Yeah. So I was going to ask before, you talked a little bit about your previous experience, but really what was the turning point that made you want to kind of start Live Oak?
Well, I had been an operator before. I had been at other companies and done sales, marketing, and product. As a consultant, we had a lot of great ideas that you write book reports on and you give them to people. And I think they're like decorating some of the nicest shelves in the industry. I don't know they actually do everything, but we wanted to do those things.
Yeah.
That was the exciting part. So we had the blank canvas. We felt we had a good playbook.
Yeah.
And I really feel like these communities, I was shocked that the communities didn't have the digital infrastructure already. I was shocked that someone else wasn't doing it, because the growth rate here is tremendous. The community attachment is unbelievable. I mean, it's a very big, small community here.
Yeah.
You got a lot of tourists, but you got a lot of people that live here for quality of life. So I was just surprised someone wasn't doing it. So that was great for us. We've already built fiber, I think, in some tough places that you might not want to go visit. And I would pay to come here. It's great.
Yeah.
I love the area.
And so, what area did you guys start in?
So the first shovel hit the ground in Shalimar here in Okaloosa County.
Okay.
I think we hit the shovel somewhere in December. So there's 4 people in July. And then by October, there's about 20. And then we are digging. We are permitting and digging in September, October, November. And we were turning customers on in January in Shalimar.
Okay.
And then the Georgia, we're also over on the southeast Georgia area. That was probably a few months after that.
Okay.
Very cool. So let's back up just a little for some of the listeners that might not know what exactly is Live Oak Fiber. What do you provide?
Okay. So Live Oak Fiber is a next generation broadband company. Mm-hmm. We're an all fiber company. So we lay all of our own new infrastructure. It is in conduit. There's different ways to do it. Some people put it on the poles. Some people put it just kind of laid in the ground. It's a very thin fiber optic cable. Is pretty vulnerable.
Yep.
But we put it in conduit. We put it in the ground. Our mission is to serve 250,000 to 300,000 homes and businesses over the next few years. We're about 2/3 through that project. So we provide internet service to homes, businesses, multi-dwelling units. Anybody we pass, or I like to say every door, every floor, we have a service for all those folks. All of our jobs, most of our people, I would say approximately 70-80% of the people live in the markets. These are new jobs that are created here, career jobs. So we have great technicians, and we have technician progression programs. Through that, we have professional sales and marketing, and we have professional customer service. Some of the technical stuff we do, it's heavy lifting. We needed people that were good at that. They don't always live here or can't come here all the time. So we do have a few remote folks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What impact I see you guys all over town doing great things, but what's kind of the purpose behind that? Why is it important to Live Oak to make a difference in the communities that you're serving? Well,
I mean, if you live in a small town, you can't really sit on the sidelines. You have to participate. If you live in like a large, like an NFL city, for instance, you don't really have to participate in the community. Maybe your neighborhood, but it's hard. You can be anonymous. You can't really be anonymous in these communities,
Everybody
which is
knows
good.
everybody.
They know everybody. They know everybody's business, and that's good and bad. But if you're actually going to show up, if you're actually going to be a part of the community, you have to actually do it. So it's not just about writing checks. It's about volunteering time. And I didn't, like some of the organizations we work with, I don't know that they'll ever be customers. We'll support, we're not, as an example, on Eglin Air Force Base.
Correct.
We have a tremendous military community, though.
Oh, yes.
And so we know that's it's in the DNA, and we want to support those folks.
Yeah. And I know that's where Tiffany comes in because she's
Yes.
all over everywhere with a smiling face.
She is.
Tell us about the stuff you're doing.
Yeah, so Live Oak Fiber is amazing. I came on because of Miss Katie Rose, right? I came on to help kind of strategize the outreach infrastructure that they had, because like most companies, right, they're new, they come and they just money everywhere.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to make sure was that they had receipts. At the end of the year, you have something to show your board, your stakeholders, your investors. This is why we did what we did, and here's what we got from it. So with how I do business, showing up with intention is paramount. You have to show up meeting people where they are, right? We're going to show up different in Crestview than we do in 30A, and we're going to show up thoughtfully. So every single activation, there's a conversation. It's understanding the demographic that's coming, what's important to them, because when they walk away from a Live Oak Fiber event, I want to make sure they think, feel, and act differently about this brand. And I love them. I love them so much. They're so good. They literally let me come in and do the wildest stuff, and it works. And it works because it's real. It's all love.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Going back to the military, I'm prior military. I struggled when I served our country many moons ago. So being able to love on our military community here on purpose and quietly. There's so much that Live Oak Fiber does for our servicemen and women that no one knows about because we're not screaming it from the rooftops. We're just showing up when we're needed. You know, we're the support beyond the gate.
And I think that, like you said, it makes such a difference being in a small town. You're exactly right. You can't sit on the sidelines. As a business owner, want to work with other businesses that support the local community, even if it's, the little league teams or whatever. I pay attention to those signs and those companies.
The people who actually live and work here.
And that care about it, not these, bigger, maybe more name recognizable companies that aren't living here, aren't really investing in our actual community. So I think that's fantastic.
Want to grow your network and your business? Join Contractors Connect, the go-to networking group for professionals in the building industry. For just $400 a year, members get 4 complimentary meetup tickets per year, a featured spot in our online directory, visibility at every Contractors Connect event, and more. Whether you're a contractor, vendor, or service pro, there's a place for you here. Join today at contractors-connect.com/memberships, and let's build something great together.
So can you tell us a little bit about what areas you're serving now and what areas you'll be in soon?
Great question. So we're in Okaloosa County. The first 2 counties was Okaloosa County and Glenn County, Georgia.
Okay.
But for those listening, Okaloosa is where everything from Crestview on I-10 south currently. So we serve Fort Walton Beach, Valparaiso, Niceville. Did I say Valparaiso right? Valp.
Don't start. I got in trouble. I did a video and I said Valparaiso. I churched it up.
You went too far.
Yeah. So now it's Valp. It's Valp across the board.
That's safe.
Yeah, it is. Very.
Navarre, all the way to Panama City Beach, along that coastal area, which all that development is. And then in Georgia, we're over, there's 2 counties from the state line. Camden County is on the Florida-Georgia line. We have fiber that runs from the submarine base all the way up to Glenn County. And so we serve Glenn County, which is Brunswick, St. Simons, and then outside of Savannah is the latest area we were building in. So not Savannah downtown, but the suburb communities around it, and then on Tybee Island. Because what we found is because the infrastructure is built conduit and buried underground, it's very resilient to weather. So we were picking other areas that had that need, and Tybee and Savannah were absolutely, a similar situation. Yeah. Coastal communities, it's all kind of starts to fit together. So that's
that makes
where
a
we're
lot
at
of
today.
sense.
Yeah.
Where we go next, that's a good question. We have a list of places that we're looking at. They're all going to be in the Southeast region. We'll probably have some announcements here in the next couple months.
Okay.
But part of our charter is to get those passings built. That's what the company was, chartered for. So we've got to get that somewhere. We're almost done in Okaloosa County. There's some areas in the north part that are on the long-term plan. We're just not there yet.
Yeah.
All this requires a lot of coordination with the local folks.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
So speaking to our audience, specifically contractors, tradespeople, and small business owners, why should they care about having fiber internet for their business? Well,
they did a study over the pandemic on connected businesses, and the federal government has a standard for broadband. It's 100 megs. And they said, if you're a business, do you have 100 megs? How did you grow over the pandemic? Small businesses that had at least 100 megs grew about 20% more than those that didn't.
Oh, wow.
It's a tremendous amount. It's about a $19 billion economy of those companies. So what kind of businesses? All kinds. So now the internet is kind of your utility. It's probably your bank. It's probably your school or maybe your extended training. It's, for a lot of people, it is your office. Yep. So you're going to show up.
Especially in our area.
Yeah.
100%. And we're on Live Oak today, right? And we're broadcasting.
Yep,
right.
We are.
So we're in Blue Water Bay and this is online. And so enabling these sorts of things is critical. Small businesses need that connectivity. That's how they compete at the global level. They can make local things and sell them globally. They can have access to all the central services, like QuickBooks or your inventory stuff. But then tactically every day, it's that point of sale machine, the stupid little chip in the card that requires, it's very sensitive. It's got to have connectivity because that's a direct connection. Anyway, that's why I think companies need that.
Yeah. And it's also more affordable.
It is.
Yep.
That's huge, especially in today's economy.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, especially for the small business owners here. I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So obviously there's other fiber providers out there, but what makes you guys so special and different, and why should...
Well, we have Tiffany.
Of course.
Yes.
We love Tiffany.
We have Tiago.
And Tiago. Let's you got to show everybody Tiago.
Okay, come here, baby. Come here. Come on. He's a 5-month-old Portuguese water dog.
He's the
And
cutest thing.
the cutest thing ever. There's a
Yes.
boy. There he is. Yes, he was taking a siesta.
Yes.
But yeah, so what differentiates, I wanna take the mic here, is the way that they show up. I was talking to Kyle, the VP of sales, on the way here, and we're thinking about doing something else, right? In support of our military and 250, all of that good stuff. But again, it's not just, oops, sorry dog, writing a check, kissing a baby, and shaking hands.
Yeah.
It's actually the change that's so necessary to certain demographics. So, whether it's alleviating the financial lifts of families that go to these events by partnering with food trucks, right? Or having real conversations with schools that call us and say, can you sponsor us? We'll give you a sign on our fence. And that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking that. But when's the last time you all had a toothache and you're like, oh, let me drive by Niceville High School and see which dentist? That's not real.
Right.
Right? So I had a conversation with them, got the blessing from Okaloosa County School District, and we got to show up different with intention. I wish more businesses did that. And that's one of the millions of reasons why I love Live Oak Fiber. They're willing to think outside the box and just do things differently and without it being salesy all the time.
Right.
Building these authentic relationships, that's what's most important, because as we all know, as AI increases technology, it's going to get harder to differentiate. But if we already have that established, it's too easy, drill sergeant, right?
Yeah.
100%. Well, and I think I just talked about this on our last podcast, but, relationships is really what sets people apart in our area and just in today's world, because it has gotten so easy to just be able to sit behind a screen and do things online, and for businesses to pass things to automation. So I think it's fantastic when we can build that face-to-face.
Yes.
And so, Live Oak has invested in us, in our small business, and, helps us connect you guys with our contractors and tradespeople, and, be able to recommend a great service to them. So I think it's
and
awesome.
thank you for that. I went to, what was the one that was last week?
Our Meet the Trades.
Meet the Trades.
Yeah.
I met Matt, and Matt came as a Live Oak Fiber guest today to the Fort Walton Beach
awesome.
Chamber
nice.
Coffee.
Yeah.
He did.
You know what I mean? So it's relationships like that mean so much. It's just so
Definitely.
important. And he loved it. He had a great time. Which,
Good.
shout out to the Fort Walton Beach Chamber. Ted, I love you.
So for other entrepreneurs listening, what advice would you have for them on what it takes to start your own business like this?
Oh, I would say persistence is key. And it's not cliche, but it's always darkest before the dawn, right? And you're like, oh my God, is this ever going to happen? When we were doing this, Russia invades Ukraine. And now you're thinking about, we just went all in on this business plan. And does it get messed up because there's some strange conflict in Europe? Oh my God.
Yeah.
But you got to have hope.
Yeah.
So you're like, what do they say? If you're going through hell, keep going, or before the devil knows you're there. So you just keep going. I think that's the most important advice I can give people, because it will change. I think for most people, I see you start your business, year one, it's rough. And then all of a sudden, there's some magical thing. After a year, people start to call you back. Right? It's a human thing.
Yep.
And if you can make it 3 years, then you're ahead of like 95% of, you're there.
Yeah.
You've actually achieved something. Even if you stop there, you've made it. So I just tell people to keep going. In terms of like funding and things like that, I think it's good to have, I've had a lot of relationships with good people. Find a banker, take them to lunch, even if it's your local banker. Actually, they're fantastic. Jill Kendall at Synovus Bank is like, my buddy. She and I met like early on in this process. Have a banker, have a lawyer, and have a CPA, and start to like make that your board, and or try to structure it that way. And the last thing I would say is think about where you want it to be. Is there an exit or a succession strategy at the end?
Yeah.
And I think if you think about those things, then honestly, I think most of it is just persistence, in luck sometimes.
Yeah. Awesome.
So-
I think that's fantastic advice.
Yep. And honestly, I've asked that question to several entrepreneurs, and one thing they all seem to say is have an accountant,
Yeah.
have a lawyer,
Yes.
have a good banker.
Yeah.
They all say that.
Yeah.
And also having the exit plan.
Yeah.
And what you want to do with it after. I mean, our lawyer in the beginning, he probably is not going to listen to this. He's a sole practitioner in Miami. He's been my friend for a long time, and when we were doing this, they're like, you guys are going to need a lawyer.
Yeah.
And you know a lawyer? I'm like, well, I got one. And so we run it all by him, and he's like, yeah, this seems like BS, but I'll play along, Steve. We'll go along. But Phil is our general counsel, and he has been for all 4 years, and it's because of people like that they believe people bet on people, right?
Right.
So we're betting on Phil, and Phil was betting on us, and it works out.
Yep.
So
Love it.
yeah, I agree with that.
You can't do it all.
No, you can't.
Awesome. Well, this has been great conversation.
We're excited to have you guys in the community. I know the community is excited to have another option for internet. The
Yes.
internet is so important.
Yes.
Every single thing we do now. And you guys have been great partners for us, and I know you will be for lots of other businesses out there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for having us today.
Yeah, this
It's
was
fun.
great. And thank you guys again for what you guys do. I love it. I knew it. I knew it
Yes.
from day one.
So if people want to find out if Live Oak serves their area, what should they do?
So you need to go to liveoakfiber.com, and there's a sign up button or check availability. It's usually red, and it's probably the biggest button on the page. And you put your address in there, and if you're in one of those counties or places I mentioned, you'll get a message either where we can install you right away, or we'll get your information and keep you
And
in the
let you know.
Perfect.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, one more thing before we go, probably for Tiffany. What do you guys have going on coming up soon that people could maybe
Where
find
will
you?
people see you in the community?
find you out in the
Oh my
community.
gosh.
Or I know
Well,
you've got a million things.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be at the Irreverent Warriors hike and an event in Fort Walton Beach supporting music in our schools.
Oh,
Miss
nice.
Marlena,
That's right.
yes. And then we are going to be at the world's greatest baby shower giving away
yes,
diapers.
yes.
Nice.
We are going to be at the 6th Ranger Training Battalion open house. Definitely support them. We're everywhere. So if you want to see where we are, I'm probably giving away something.
Yeah.
liveoakfiber.com/LOL. That stands for the initiative I stood up when I got here. It's Live Oak Locale, rooted in community, built for connection.
Love it.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you
so
both.
much.
So mucho.
Quick break to tell you about Blueprint, the luxury annual guide to remodeling, construction, and design for the Emerald Coast. Blueprint helps your business get in front of homeowners who are actively planning high-end projects. Through a beautifully curated print publication plus digital and social exposure. If you want your brand seen by homeowners before they choose a builder, designer, or trade partner, now's the time. Ad space is limited and the deadline to reserve is May 1st. Learn more at contractors-connect.com/blueprint.
All right. And time for one of my favorite segments.
Voices from the booth.
And this time I've got some clips from a recent event that we held, Meet the Trades, which was geared towards realtors, property managers in our area. It was a fantastic event. We had a lot of new faces as far as our trade partners went. So let's take a look at what a few people had to say.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm here at our Meet the Trades event today, and we have got such a great turnout. It's been a great event, and I've got my first guest in the Trade Talk booth, Exit Realty, and I'd love to hear a little bit more about you and your company and what you guys do.
Yeah, so my name is Ross Kilpatrick. I'm the owner of Exit Realty Anchor South, and we have locations in Fort Walton Beach, Destin, and Panama City Beach on the Emerald Coast. And so we do all types of real estate, from residential to vacation, properties and land all across the Emerald Coast.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a great fit for everybody that's in this area. So tell me what brought you out today and how did you hear about this event?
Yeah, so actually it was the AJ's event that we
Okay.
learned about this.
Awesome.
And so we wanted to come and just be a part and meet the vendors and be
Yeah.
a support to what you're doing. And
Awesome.
glad to be here.
Well, we'd love to have you, and we hope that we will see you soon at another event.
Absolutely, you will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got Adina Preston, who has stopped by the Trade Talk booth. I'd love to hear a little bit about your business. What you do?
Hi, thank you for having me. This was a spontaneous sit down here.
Yes.
I do photography.
Awesome.
I specialize in branding photography, headshots, and also corporate events and weddings. So
that.
I come to these events to connect with professionals in the industry. I mean, any industry really. I can do photography for anybody.
Yeah.
And to see if they need any elevator branding through high quality images.
Well, that is fantastic. You know, we have got a magazine coming out called Blueprint.
Nice.
And we want it to be a beautiful publication. So we will definitely recommend any of the people that are going to advertise with us to contact you to kind of update their photos. I think that would be fantastic.
That's going to be great because, people are very visual, so they connect through visual images.
Yeah.
And, it's how you present yourself.
100%, yeah.
Images are so important for branding.
Great. Well, I will definitely recommend you, and we'll tag you here so that people can find you. And thanks so much for stopping by
I
today.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Thanks so much for joining us. I know that you have attended Contractors Connect, our networking event, before.
Yes, I have at Hotel Indigo.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
What brought you out today?
I heard, I got the e-blast that you were doing a thing here. I knew several people in booths, and we're in the business to meet other people in the industry.
Awesome. So speaking of, what do you do? What company are you with?
So I'm with A Superior Mechanical.
Okay.
We do HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and
Awesome.
IAQ, which is indoor air quality.
Very good. And do you service residential and commercial?
We do, and
Okay.
new construction.
Oh, that is great, especially for our GCs out there.
Absolutely.
It's hard to find, new construction providers. So awesome.
Yes.
Well, we are so glad to have you, and we hope
Thank
to
you.
see you at future events. How can people find you? Are you on social media? Should they give you a call?
So they can give us a call at 850-258-3225.
Okay.
We have a website, asuperiormechanical.com. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook, A Superior Mechanical.
Awesome. Well, we'll tag you
Easily
so that
findable.
Yeah, so that people can check you out.
Yes, and I would like to give you something, Lindsay.
Oh.
This is made out of refurbished tires, Go
Oh,
Green.
cool.
And this is either a mini mouse pad, a coaster. I like it to undo garlic.
I
My friend
love
just said it's a
it.
taco holder.
That is
But it's also a
awesome.
jar opener.
Thank you so much. I love
Multi-use.
this. Thank you. All right, we'll see you at the next event.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
When it comes to internet, faster matters, but local matters more. Live Oak Fiber is your proud community-focused fiber internet provider, delivering fast, reliable internet with symmetrical upload and download speeds. Perfect for both homes and businesses. Plus, with friendly local customer support, you'll always talk to a real person who actually lives here. Call 850-502-5842 to get connected today. Live Oak Fiber, connecting our communities with fast, reliable internet.
All right. Well, it's always great to hear from people who are making a difference in our community by investing not only in the homeowners, but business owners, and just locally through charity and that sort of thing.
Right. And so for our listeners who want to learn more about Live Oak Fiber or find out if it's available in your area, we will link everything in the show notes so you can see if that's an option for you.
Yep. And as always, thanks so much for tuning into Trade Talk.
Yes, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with somebody in the industry, and we will see you next Tuesday. Thanks for tuning into Trade Talk, powered by Contractors Connect, where construction pros connect, share, and grow.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like and subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your crew.
Until next time,
Stay sharp
stay safe.
and keep building.